So that was Copland's Appalachian Spring, or Appalachian, depending where you're from. It's a really tricky excerpt. It pops up a lot on auditions. And I thought I would talk about ways to make it easier, because I find it really difficult. And there are a couple of things that will make really difficult just difficult. So one thing is to think about how you're going to finger everything, how you're going to share between hands. For example, off the top, it's written, which is not too hard, but I try to simplify it by playing and then, so when I can alternate octaves, I do. When we get to here, there are lots of times you can see where I'm trying to just take stuff with one hand. It makes it a lot easier than going, which I find very confusing. So, oops. That's better. Another example would be right off the top, after you do this big scale up, which is quite high, I find it's much easier to just take that with one hand. So there's a lot of times where you can do that. Another good example is at the very end. Oops. Where it's easier if you think about how to jump less. I guess some rules are try not to jump. If you have to jump, jump with only one hand. And then it also helps me to think always, even when you're playing staccato, to be playing legato. So this really tricky ending where I take the first octave like that. It's easy to get caught up in the detachment of it, or the détaché, which I think is harder to play. So if you think more, you practice it legato even, and then it makes it a little bit easier. And I guess the only other thing would be know where you're going before you jump, so that this tricky jump off this top, know that you're going, already know from here. That you're going to jump down there. Have it in your mind. Make a mental picture of it.